Hey everybody, and welcome to my console speedrun strategy discussion for Fallout 4. Today I would like to talk about a specific slingshot / teleport glitch that is used in the current route of the game and is also used in the current world record of this game. Now, right away, whom am I making this video for? Well, this video is for all the people who have this game on the next-gen console, that is the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, and also are thinking about speedrunning this game. Why am I making this video? Well, I have yet to see another person except me trying to speedrun this game on a console, and I really don't see why, because we are at a rare point where the console speedrun of this game isn't that much worse than the PC speedrun. The loading times are cut out and most skips are working perfectly fine. However, if you decide to speedrun this game and you start by going online and looking at the world record, you're gonna relatively soon come to a part where the runner does the Minuteman quest here in the Museum of Freedom and then slingshots all the way down to Green Text Genetics. If you are now going into your game and you're trying to replicate that, you will get one of two results. The first one is you're seeing that you're not far enough. The second one is that your game crashes. Now, we are here to talk about the second case. What is when your game crashes? Or better to say, how can we avoid that the game crashes? In this video I will not talk about the technical issues we're having and why this happens. If I have time later, I will do another video on that to really discuss this in detail, what is happening with the memory, etc, etc. Here, I just want to talk about what we can do to avoid this and what we can do to still have a somewhat good strategy to not lose too much time. Well, what is it all about? We are currently using a Pip-Boy skip in the Vault 111, which allows us to not only bypass killing all the red roaches, but also let us bypass putting on the Pip-Boy, waiting for its initialization, which costs us about a minute, and also we can skip waiting for the vault door to open. Overall, it's like 3 minutes we are saving. The problem? When we exit the vault, we only have a invisible Pip-Boy. Now, how do we get this Pip-Boy? The only way to obtain a second Pip-Boy in the game is by entering a power armor. And this is where I would like to start for this video. If you are doing the Pip-Boy skip, which I strongly advise you do, because it really saves a lot of time, you have two basic options. Option A. No, we just want to have the map, thank you. Option A. You're going to the Museum of Freedom and you're doing the Minuteman quest. After the Minuteman quest, you will use a teleport, and you will use this teleport to Lexington. Why Lexington? Well, Lexington is the farthest fast travel point we can reach at the moment on a console without having the game to crash. What we also don't want to do, besides crashing the game, is overshooting a fast travel location. Why don't we want to do this? Well, because we have, wherever we land, we have to park our power armor, because we still need Green Text Genetics, but we are not gonna make it to Green Text. So, since we are walking much slower when we're in a power armor, we have to park the power armor wherever we land. We can maybe afford 10 seconds of running in this power armor to get to a fast travel location, but that's it. It is possible to get a little bit farther than Lexington. But then again, we want to be close, or we want to be at the fast travel point, so we can get the power armor without having to run, let's say, a minute or so. So your option is doing the Museum of Freedom and the Minuteman quest, teleporting to Lexington, parking your power armor, taking the fusion core, and walking to Green Text Genetics. That is option A. Or option B is that you do the Pip-Boy skip, you go out of Vault 11, you grab the fast travel point for the museum, but you don't enter. You will grab a lot of more fast travel points, and at some point you're gonna go down here to Diamond City. Now it is crucial that you don't have to fast travel before you come to Diamond City. The ideal route would be, let's say, going to the Museum of Freedom and then discovering the CIT ruins, crossing the water, going to Diamond City. In Diamond City you will buy a power armor frame, and you will enter and exit this power armor frame. This will also give you a Pip-Boy. Then you can fast travel back to CIT, discover Green Text Genetics, and go to Good Neighbor from there. And after Good Neighbor, you're gonna go to the Park Station and rescue Valentine. So those are your two basic options of what you can do with the route you're taking when you are actually skipping the Pip-Boy. Of course, if you say, I'm an experienced shooter and I can aim very well with the controller, which I can't. I don't want to make a big deal about it, I just can't. You can, of course, kill the red roaches, and you can wait for the Pip-Boy to be initialized, and you can wait for the vault door to open. In that case, you won't have any problems. You can just go to the museum, you can go to the CIT ruins, you can go to Diamond City, you can do whatever you want, you can take whatever route you want. But for the specific cases that you are skipping the Pip-Boy, you are fixed to these two route options. You can either do a teleport to Lexington, or you can go to Diamond City and get your Pip-Boy there. Now, what you are going to do is totally up to you, and it all depends on what you're most comfortable with. I personally like to teleport to Lexington and parking my power armor there. So, to give you a reference of what you can do, I will now just demonstrate how this is supposed to work. So we're starting off in the Museum of Freedom, and we just killed the Deathclaw. You will stand in front of this pillar, it's right at the entrance, and you're gonna peek on the side of it, and you're holding the View Change button, which is the touchpad on the PS4. This will save your coordinates, but since we are on an inside map, like in a building map, our coordinates will be much lower. When we now go outside and activate the teleport or the slingshot glitch, the game will attempt to set our coordinates to the point we saved on the inside map. This will roughly be around Lexington, so Lexington is actually the perfect point to do this. We're just gonna wait for the loading screen to finish here. Ah, perfect. So, once you left the museum, you're gonna go left, all the while you're staying in third person, and you wanna go in this direction. You can even recognize the Green Text Genetics building in the distance. Now, you wanna have crafted 2 jets. How you can do that, you can actually check it out on the World Record Run, and if there are any questions you can just leave a comment and I will explain how you get the 2 jets in the beginning of the game. Now I'm gonna activate the jet, and then I'm gonna jump, and then I'm gonna open my Pip-Boy, and this will basically teleport me to where I need to be. every time I regain control, like every time there is no loading screen, like you can see the small loading sign on the top, on the bottom right corner, I will activate my Pip-Boy, and I will do this as often as it's needed to get to Lexington. You can actually do it once more, but you can never do it twice more, because for me, twice more is the point where the game will crash. But normally you should just let the game have you discovered Lexington and then not use a second teleport at all. Because this will maybe... I got it this time. It leads directly into the third teleport. And this might already be too much to handle for the memory. Perfect. Now I'm gonna go into first person and I'm gonna look where I am. Now, I was lucky. Here is Lexington. But I landed directly in front of another fast travel point. So this is really good. I can just exit the power armor. Actually, to be safe, what you should do is stay in the power armor. Open up your map, use the fast travel point, and then exit the power armor, because then you are 100% safe that the power armor is on exactly the same spot that you are arriving when you're fast traveling to this. Now I'm gonna take the fusion core so the power armor doesn't get stolen, and all that's left to do is go to Green Text Genetics. I'm actually not gonna show the whole way to Green Text Genetics because it's a pretty dynamic road. It's like, depending on where you land and where you exit your armor, it's always a different way. You just have like 3 or 4 fast travel points around this area where you are likely to land and learn your way to Green Text Genetics. And in a certain distance you can even see it on the horizon. But yeah, that's basically it. Every time you're now gonna need the power armor, you're just gonna have to fast travel back to the point where you left it. And that's it. You skip the Pip-Boy and you were still able to use the teleport to get a little bit further, let's say inland. And let's see, there's already Green Text Genetics. So this wasn't too bad. Actually, is it Green Text? It has to be Green Text. That is the mass fusion building, so this is Green Text. And I have no timer loading with me now, but this was around, I don't know, minute and a half to get to Green Text. It's pretty good. We're still 2 minutes faster than the scenario where we would have grabbed the Pip-Boy in Vault 111. And yeah, these are your options, and thank you for watching. If you have any questions, you can post a comment, or you can always shoot me a message, and you can also contact me on Twitch or Twitter. And if you have problems with other runs, or let's say other portions of this run, and need a backup strategy for that, or you just want to see your options for that, you can also leave a comment below and I will try to make a video. And thank you for watching.